and welcome to another episode of the Citizens of Lorcana podcast, a podcast where we invite you to be a part of their world. This week, we are talking all about that LoreCast. So without further ado, let's jump into the episode. Hey everyone, welcome to another week. Last week, wow, who did we have on last week? No, it's just us. Last week, we talked all about Set 4 and upcoming news. And this week, we have more news. We had the LoreCast, and joining us today is Brandon Brimley from Brimley Games. We were originally going to talk about the Illuminator's Quest, but we got too much to talk about. So we're going to have Brandon on today and next time to talk all about Lorcana. I'm just overcoming a sickness here. And I still got this cough when I speak too much. So I'm going to let you guys carry the bulk of this episode. James, you have a lot of stuff prepared today, so take it away.
All right, guys. So what we're going to do is, since we are doing video now, we're actually going to be showing everything while we talk. And so let's get it set up. We're going to do this semi-professionally, like we always do. And
by the way, can I say this background is super nice? I know that's like, I think this is part of the promotional material in the background.
It is, yes.
Very good setup. Kudos
from
to you or Beth or whoever did it.
It's the background that is on the media resources from the actual Ravensburger media kit site, which is very cool.
Looks pretty good.
They provide us with a lot of things to do little things like this, so it's very cool. And yes, Beth did create all of these slides very quickly today, because obviously it was only a few hours ago that the LoreCast happened. So we're going to go and we're going to start off with the name of Set 5, Shimmering Skies, which is, why is it Shimmering Skies? Well, because there's shimmers going on in the sky, I'm going to guess. No. So there is a trailer, just like they did for last set, and it's a celebration of Ursula's defeat. And so everybody is celebrating, including our boy Martin is going to be doing something. And but the Grand Illuminary is having some issues, and it is in need of repair. And so the set is all about celebrating, and I think it's going to be a little bit about what we need to do to repair the Illuminary. But that is the set name. It's going to be coming out August 9th in local game stores, and the 23rd in Big Box and on DisneyStore.com. And let's just head in onto what the products look like. So
hold on. I just have to say, I'm not buying Martin's redemption arc. He's got to prove it. I mean, he's got that new like amulet, that Merlin kind of revealed, and he's still got his Lorecaster guitar thing. And, he's about to jam some sick beats. So who knows what he's going to release next time.
And you have to admit, Basil found it. He's just been like bumbling into everything, whether it's good or bad, right? He's not been the agent of his own change, or he's not been in control of his own destiny. He's like falling into everything. So it may be his redemption, but is he really the one actively redeeming himself? We'll find out. All right.
That's very dramatic. I think you should be in charge of this story here for Disney Lorcana.
Yes, sign us up.
All right, so we got 2 new starter decks. Interestingly, we have an Emerald Steel and a Ruby Amethyst, 2 of the consistently good decks in the game are getting starter decks. It's pretty cool. So what, Brandon, what do you think of these decks?
That was my first thought as well. These are the meta decks that everyone's talking about. But I'm excited. We're going to talk about them more, but just seeing more Wreck-It Ralph and seeing more Kronk are both good things for me. So,
right? Finally, more Wreck-It Ralph after getting Pick a Fight in set 2. And we didn't get any more cards in 3 or 4. That's
True.
Crazy. So I think this is the kind of thing that we can expect from them from now on. So like, are we going to get any like Darkwing Duck or more Disney Afternoon after teasing Gizmo Suit last set? Are we going to wait like 4 sets for more? We don't know. but yes, so this is going to be some pretty cool decks. And so, of course, as usual, the two face characters on the front, you're going to get foils of those characters. And they've revealed all of those cards, so we'll be able to see them in a few minutes. And so we are going to go from here into the new Trove. And the new Trove on the front has Vanellope and Maui and Donald Duck. And again, they revealed all of the cards for this art. So there's no little secrets that they're showing us this time. No, like last time we got the Beast art on the Trove, and we're like, when are we going to see that Beast? And I don't think we saw it until the big card dump at the very end. So that was interesting. But what comes in the Trove? It's what you would expect. We have the 8 packs. We have the lore counter. We have new dice. Now, this is an early stock photo. They actually showed the dice, and they are, I think, kind of translucent, shimmery kind of dice. If you watch the video with Ryan, and then of course we are back now to the ink color organizers, which I think we all appreciate. Correct?
Yes, and these ones. The nice thing is they're slightly different. They have the gold for the icon. I think is different from the set 3 ones. So nice to bring them, but be slightly different for the collectors of us that want one of everything.
Yes. So if you didn't buy Inklands Troves, or you don't have enough dividers, guess what? You're going to be able to get more in the new Troves.
Yeah, I'm not bothered to buy like a lot of people are. In fact, I don't even use the dividers. I just put all my cards in binders, so they just are what they are.
Right. I do like using them for when I'm sorting things into I'm using the Troves as dividers and organizers for when I'm sorting commons and uncommons. So they are very helpful for that. What do we have next? We have the Gateway, which we already knew about. This is like a thing we've been seeing for a couple of months now. Here and there, they announced it many months ago, actually. But what we haven't seen is a little bit of what's inside. The little standees of the characters, the books with the instructions, the playing board. So we're going to have all of this stuff that comes in this little Gateway set. Now, you'll notice as we go through this that there was no gift set announced for this set. There's no quest. There's no gift set. There's no D100 style set. But I think this may replace the gift set for this set because it is a similar size package. I think it's going to be similarly priced. So I think this may replace it. Now, Brandon, since you do a lot of learn to plays and instructional videos for games, do you think that this is going to be the kind of thing that is going to really help Lorcana spread out there to people? And is this something you would be comfortable handing out to people, you think, for learning to play the game?
Yeah, so obviously don't know too much about it yet, but from what I've seen and the way it's been described, I think it will be, because one of the things I've seen in teaching people how to play a game, the biggest hurdle is you need someone there with you who has already played the game. And I think the way that this has been designed from the beginning is that it is teaching you the rules as you play through. So you get a certain number of cards, and then you get past a certain level, you then open up a pack and you get them new cards, and it's like, oh, now you get actions, or now you get locations. So it teaches you layer by layer as you're going. So I from the initial get-go, it looks like it's going to be very helpful to onboard people who don't have someone who can teach them the game.
And for those of us who, if someone is reading us the rules and it's more than one paragraph, you start to zone out after that first paragraph, and you're like, can't we just play? And
Yep.
That's exactly what this does. You just play and learn as you go. So that's very cool.
Yep, super excited for this.
All right. So next up, we have the standard booster box shot. Nothing has changed. It's the standard booster box, but I just wanted to show it because it shows the three different characters on the packs. Which again, we got the Maui, the Donald, and the Vanellope, which are all very cool looking, very colorful. I do enjoy the color that they've been throwing into these, so that's pretty cool. Next up, so this is going to be fun. So they're continuing the thing where they're using art from previous sets for the accessories. And a lot of people are wondering why they're doing that. Like, it wasn't a one-time thing. Why aren't they using like one from the new set and one from the old set? Do you guys have any theories why we're not getting products from the current set in our accessories?
I have no theories. I just think that they want to like pay tribute to the old art that's awesome that may not have been fairly represented. Or, okay, maybe here's a theory. Maybe they didn't have the art in time to send to the printers to get it ready in time for a concurrent release with the set.
Could be.
Yeah. My theory is it gives them more time to gather data. So they can then see, oh, people reacted well to this art. Then we know maybe it's going to be really good to put on a playmat. For example, last set with the Tinkerbell Giant Fairy. People talked about how great that art was, ended up on a playmat. So I don't think it'll be that way with everything, but it then gives them the flexibility to kind of pull from the backlog. And then it gives me my hope that someday we'll get Goofy Musketeer as a playmat or Hey Hey Persistent Presence. Those are the two that I'm shooting for.
Are those two cards that people are talking a lot about?
All the time.
Hey Hey's talked about all the time. He's a persistent
Hey Hey
presence.
is talked about all the time.
Okay, yes, Hey Hey is, but Hey Hey Persistent whatever.
Anyway,
not super.
That art
often.
would be very cool, though. I'm not
Phoenix
gonna lie.
Hey Hey. I wouldn't mind Phoenix Hey Hey.
Yes.
I think either of your ideas are most likely correct. I was leaning towards they gather the data of what people enjoy, or they kind of get a sampling of what people say, oh, hey, look, this is some of my favorite art, and then they can kind of lean towards those. But I think also production.
Brandon,
what's that?
After hearing Brandon say that, that's what I would change my answer to. That makes
your answer still makes sense, though. The production timeline may be that they just need to get some of these things out before some of the art is finalized, maybe even. Because I know that they can. Yeah. I mean, who knows? Who knows what the production timeline is? But I think that does make sense for producing these things on a specific timeline, and maybe just having the art ready to go from a previous set is easiest for them.
Or super.
We'll find out Sunday, maybe.
I now have an out there theory: is that they print one playmat of every card, and they have them there at the Ravensburger offices, so that they can then look through and vote on which ones they want to bring in. So
that would be so cool.
That would be amazing.
The hall of playmats.
While we're sitting here talking about the playmat,
picture frames.
Here is the look at this family. Is that the card? Is that the art?
Yeah.
Yes.
From the song, and so it's awesome, which is I really love it. It's something that I think is very cool that they can do. They don't particularly pick just like a character mat. It's a scene, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
And then the next one is, of course, going to be one that I'm going to buy, and I'm going to buy one for my wife, and that's because it's Belle.
See, if I had to choose, this is the one I'd be getting to.
Yeah, this one's awesome.
Yeah,
the art is awesome.
Belle's my wife's favorite princess as well. So
yeah,
I saw that there were Best Buy pre-orders, so picked one up. So got super lucky with that.
Grabbed it as soon as I saw it. I'm like, yep, got to snag one of those.
Yep.
Okay. What other stuff do we have?
That then leads to a question. Do you think they're ever going to increase the production on the playmats?
I
that's
hope
something
so.
I've been wondering about, because I was hoping that from the first set, but it's still been really hard to find them.
Yeah.
All I can say is, there was that article that came out where they interviewed the CEO of Ravensburger North America, Stefan Marty, and he said that was set 5, like they're going to really boost, like they're going to take marketing and stuff in a new direction. So I'm hopeful that like the first 4 sets was a test run, and now set 5, like they have all the kinks figured out, they have the production, like they have a baseline, like they understand what's going on. So please, 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 like stuff like this should be available, because people would buy this stuff like crazy. And it's amazing to me how much money they're leaving on the table by not increasing the production. So I'm hopeful that, yes, in the future, the production will be increased.
I think they also need to pay attention, which I'm sure they are, to what is selling in Europe versus here. Because if you've seen photos of like Disney stores in London, they still have like 2 months into the release of a set. Like I think for the Inkland set, they still had playmats, both playmats, sitting on the shelf in bulk at the Disney store.
Crazy.
And it's like we can't. You can. I mean, you can never. I've never seen a playmat on a shelf in a retail store. The only time I've seen them in a game store, a local game store, a couple of times, and I've seen them at Downtown Disney, and that's it. That's all I've ever seen them to purchase. So,
do you think that's a production thing, or do you think it's because the player base in North America is just infinitely bigger than the UK, but maybe they're getting more accessories per capita than what we're getting over here?
I don't know. I maybe we just buy in a more hoarding type manner than Europe does.
We are very materialistic over here.
So
I would guess it's that one.
I always buy 2 of the ones that I really like, so I can play with one and keep one sealed. So yeah, I don't know how many people do that, but if it's a decent amount of collectors, a lot of these are going to sell.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So next up, we have more accessories, and I'm just going to use the big photo of everything. So you'll notice at the top there we have 2 new portfolios, and these are not small ones. These are 9-pocket portfolios, and one of them is the card back design, and the other is 6 pieces of art from Nicholas Cole, 3 on the front and 3 on the back. And I don't have a picture of the back, but these are very cool looking.
Do you know how many cards they hold?
They didn't say. I'm going to guess it's probably going to be, I'm hoping, a full set. So like
I hope it's a full set.
208 or something like that.
Because I feel like this is a step in the right direction, but I feel like you're going to need 4 of these to store a play set or more.
Oh, of course, yes. You'll need 4 for a play set.
So depending on how they do it, the original portfolios had 16 pages with 4 each. So if these are 16 pages as well, you'll be at 144. So hopefully there's more than 16 pages that you can fit at least one of each card, because that would be a bummer to not fit a full 204 in there.
And then we have 2 deck boxes, Aladdin Heroic Outlaw and Tiana Celebrating Princess from previous sets. And of course we have the sleeves for them. And if you'll notice, there's something in the center between those 2 sleeves, and that's a card back sleeve.
James, I just have to interject here. I loved your comment when you shared this in the Discord. You said, yes, we did it. I remember when we were at Gamma talking to the guys from Ravensburger saying, you need to make a sleeve with the card back on it. We've been talking about this since day one. And the fact that it's finally here, hallelujah. Thank you for listening to us. These are going to, okay. I'm going to say these are going to sell like crazy, but if the quality of the card back increases, these will sell like crazy. If they're the regular quality, they're still going to sell, but probably not as much as they would.
Someone should buy stock in Dragon Shield and other companies who sell clear outers for cards, because these are going to make everyone buy so many outer sleeves for their decks, and double and triple sleeving is going to be so common with these, because everyone's going to want to use. I'm going to buy multiple packs of these to use, because these are the kind of thing that I will want to use going forward for almost every deck.
Yeah. What do you think, Brandon?
That makes sense to me. That's my biggest problem with playing with them in sleeves, is you don't get to see the awesome back. So yeah. I probably wouldn't, I don't do the double triple sleeving, so probably wouldn't go that route unless they're like good enough quality to stand on their own. But I'm excited that there's plenty of people that can enjoy them.
These are ones you'll definitely want an outer sleeve on. Otherwise, the art back will just peel off and chip away.
Yeah, we got a couple of them and they started to peel. So
all right, you understand.
Hopefully they'll, they're really cool. The art looks so good on the back of them. So hopefully someday they'll get, with set 5, change in marketing, change in sleeves. Hopefully, we'll see.
All right. Oh, we're going to start talking about cards now. Well, so we're going to leave this up, but for a second, let's talk about the LoreCast. It was all pre-recorded. They did essentially about a 20-minute video with Ryan doing the presenting, and of course Ryan is awesome. He was funny, he was hilarious, he was a joy to watch. It was just information about all of the stuff we just showed you, all the products, and then he did an awesome thing where he brought out the giant cards of the cards he was going to reveal, and he was just like putting them up on a desk and just showing them off. And I thought that was so cool for a way to reveal new cards that they actually printed those up. And then we're going to talk about it later, but then they revealed a new villainous set and something special that's coming with that. And that was really just about it. I mean, it was basically just a set 5 reveal was mainly what it was. And then they went away for a short time, and then they came back, and then Ryan and Shane, the big boss of the design team and the art team, and Naomi, which I have forgotten her last name, but Naomi, who, right. if you recall, way back when D23 happened, there was an Instagram post from someone who was like, I'm so glad you guys can see Lorcana and it's out in the world now, because, you know, we worked so hard. Me and my team worked so hard for like a year to get this done and approved, and all these people were awesome and working with. So this Naomi worked at Disney to help Ravensburger get Lorcana off the ground, and now she actually works at Ravensburger to help run Lorcana continuing on. So she's still working in the Lorcana world, which I think is awesome. Okay, but they played a game of Luminer's Quest on easy.
And got demolished.
And yeah, spoiler, they lost so bad.
Which I feel like is, I mean, our first time we got destroyed, it was so sad. But it's fun to see how hard it is on easy.
We played. Okay, I just wanted to say a couple things. Yes. I want to interject here. Okay, so number one, you skipped over my favorite part, which was where Ryan opened up a pack of Shimmering Skies, and he's like, "Oh, this is my favorite card. This is my favorite character. Oh, that's the one. The commons and uncommons are really good in this set." Like, I mean, that's Ryan's personality to a T, and I'm grateful that we got to see his little personality there. Well, his big personality. But the other thing about Naomi, do you remember meeting her at Gamma, James?
You know what? Oh yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, at the time she had, like you said, she had been working for Disney, but at that time she's working at OP Games or OP, whatever it's called. So the fact that she's been brought back into the fold, I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So the other things they did, and in between some of these reveals, they showed some clips from Chicago, a few interviews from Chicago, just, you know, showing off what's happening at the challenges. They didn't reveal any new information about challenges, no new information about anything organized play, no other new information really at all about anything upcoming. So I think that those kinds of things just weren't ready, and we'll just have to wait and see what they announce over the coming weeks and months. So are you ready to talk about cards? It's been sitting there staring at us for a few minutes now.
Let's do it.
All right. So first up, we have Wreck-It Ralph. And yes, we have more Wreck-It Ralph cards, including the man himself. So we got Wreck-It Ralph, Demolition Dude in Ruby, 3-cost Inkable, 1 Strength, 4 Willpower, 1 Lore, and the ability Refreshing Break. Whenever you ready this character, gain 1 Lore for each 1 damage on him. And when Ryan revealed this, he's like, "You guys aren't thinking of ways to abuse this already, are you?" Because this can get abused so bad.
Okay, but real quick, what is he smashing there? Is that a brick wall? And it looks like a firework or something. I don't know.
Gem of some sort.
Yeah, maybe. It's a root. It's a root. Maybe it's one of those Vitalis spheres.
There you go. I like it. I mean, he has 4 willpower, so that means he has a decently sized body for the 3 strength.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a pretty neat ability. Like, whenever you ready this character, I mean, Ruby has, you know, LeFou, and it has Fanning the Flames that ready up your characters and Shield of Virtue. So if there was a way to, throw 3 damage onto Wreck-It Ralph, then that's potentially a lot of lore that he could gain here.
And just consider some of the other ink colors have locations that increase a character's willpower when they're at that location.
This is true.
Ooh, I didn't think
So you
about
can
that.
put even more damage on him and get even more lore.
Oh, so like if you did Pride Lands
Mm-hmm.
and you could add willpower, and then you have Amber in your deck. So you do all these shenanigans, you ready him up, get lore, and then you heal him with Rapunzel so he survives till the next turn.
Exactly.
You two are like the combo kings. You always think of these convoluted combos, but yeah, I follow the
Well,
logic there.
When you play in multiplayer, you can pull these off because
You have time.
I'm gonna play a game, play like 2 Shield of Virtues, and then get him out there, challenge into something, and then LeFou, Shield of Virtue, LeFou, it's gonna be. I just have to do it once. I don't need to. I can lose the game 20 times in a row, but if I can pull off the combo once, I'm happy.
All right, so we're gonna keep going through some cards here. So I think it was 20 cards revealed today, and it was only going to be around I think 10 or 12. But then they had so many cards on the website when the website refreshed. Which, if you want to go see stuff, the website has a whole new section for Shimmering Skies now. So next up, we have Wreck-It Ralph's buddy, Vanellope von Schweetz, also in Ruby, 4-cost uninkable, 3/3 with 2 lore. She has Rush. Her sub name is Random Roster Racer. And there's a new type on these. There's a racer tag. So she's a Storyborn Hero Princess Racer. So that's a new thing we have. And the ability Pixlexia, when you play this character, she gains evasive until the start of your next turn. So this is a character with Rush and evasive, at least for the first turn when she comes out. So that's pretty good.
Is this the Diablo killer we've been waiting for?
It's one of them, that's for sure. We got a few of them. I think we got a few of them in this already revealed in this set. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Great art too.
Yeah. Anything else to talk about for this one? We move on to the next one.
Yeah, just that Ryan called it out in the LoreCast, but Sugar Rush and a bunch of these characters have Rush, so
yeah,
pretty good theming there.
Exactly. Who wants to take the next one?
I'll take the next one.
All right.
So next we have another Vanellope von Schweetz, but this time in Amber. She's 1-cost, 2/2. I guess it's not. Vanilla is not the term they like to use. What's the term they like to use? Do you know?
Goon.
She's a new Amber Goon.
Vanellope Von Goon.
Vanellope Von Goon. She's a Sugar Rush champ, and she has 1 lore. Look, the code may say I'm a princess, but I know who I really am. And she's a Storyborn Hero Princess, common. So, yeah, cool art again. I just think Wreck-It Ralph fans are feasting this set.
For sure. In fact, I think the next 7 or 8 cards are all from Wreck-It Ralph. It's crazy. Why don't you take the next one also, Jared?
All right, so then we have Taffyta Mutton Fudge in Ruby, 2-cost, inkable, ruthless rival, 2 strength, 2 willpower, and 2 lore. So this is
a standard stat line in a lot of colors, right?
Yeah, I was trying to think of one.
Aurora and
there you go.
A few others. I know we got more of them in the last set.
There's not a glimmer that can keep up with me. You might as well quit now. I can't speak today, I promise. Jeez. But yeah, again, the art makes you feel like you're in the middle of a race. I think it's very well done.
Cool. All right, Brandon, you want to cover the next couple?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here we go.
So also Taffeta Mutton Fudge, crowd favorite, and this is a 1-cost Ruby, 1 strength, 2 willpower, 1 lore with the ability Showstopper. When you play this character, if you have a location in play, each opponent loses 1 lore. Now this is one that I like to see because now we have multiple cards that allow you to make your opponents lose lore based on locations because you got the Hey with the coconut that bounces back and forth. So this will be good. I'll add this. I'll have to recreate my lore draining deck for multiplayer.
And a one
You do
drop,
like that.
one lore loss too. That's pretty good.
Yep, it's true. But
You
they
do
do
like
have to
that
have
lore.
lore to lose lore. So
True. What'd you say, Jared?
You do like that lore loss mechanism, and who knows? Maybe this set's actually going to be viable.
We shall see. All right. I'm gonna think the next one's pretty obvious also. Oh look.
same character. Taffeta Mutton Fudge, 4 cost, this one with Shift 2, 3 Strength, 3 Willpower, and also 1 Lore. With the ability New Roster, once per turn when this character moves to a location, gain 2 Lore.
So you play the one drop to make them lose a lore, and then you shift onto this one and move it and gain a lore. 2 lore.
Yep.
That's a pretty nice swing there of 3 with only what is that? Spending 3
Yeah.
to have a change of 3 lore. That's pretty good.
And it's a shift too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Which is nice.
And
I wonder. Go ahead.
So the other one was you had to have a location out. She just had to see it. You didn't have to be at a location, which is nice.
Yeah, I wonder with the location stuff already, like with the racer term, I wonder if there'll be something there of some item or something that says like racers can move to locations for free, or a location that allows them to bear that. I think there'll be something there, but we'll see.
I bet the Sugar Rush location. It's got to be like the Pirates location.
Yeah,
that Grand
that
Rush.
makes sense.
But maybe that'll allow racers to go there for free. That's a genius idea.
Yeah.
All right. So next up we have Turbo Royal Hack. A 2 cost uninkable, 2/3 with 1 lore, and of course it has Rush. And the ability Game Jump. This character also counts as being named King Candy for Shift.
Oh, what does that mean?
It means we're going to get a King Candy character, aren't we? A Floodborn. So yeah, that's going to be cool. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, very thematic.
And then, so also one thing that was mentioned is if you'll notice in the background, you'll see the streaks of colors in the sky. This is going to be in a lot of cards in the backgrounds of the art. The sky is going to be having this color streaking through the sky from, I think it's all of the different ink colors, possibly. And so I think it may have something to do with the Illuminary and the issues that it's having.
I was literally just going to say that before we moved on. I was going to be like, I see the shimmer in the skies. It's right there.
It's wait, is that the name of the set too?
No, that's the name of set 5.
Came from.
All right, here we go. Rancis.
Wait. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure his name is Francis. That's hilarious. Wait.
It's Rancis. I saw people talking about that today. Apparently, everyone thinks it's Francis, but it's not.
It's really
or it is
not
a misspelling. Who knows?
Okay, that's
What's
crazy.
your
I'm
last
gonna
name?
To the
have to look
Googles.
that up now for-
Well, for now, the card
my own
says
sanity.
Rancis Fluggerbutter, Chocolate Charger, a 4 cost, 4/4 with 1 lore, and no ability. But the ingredients: butter, sugar, unsweetened chocolate, vanilla, and arrogance. It's awesome.
Well, yeah, it is Rancis. That looks so wrong, but I guess it's right.
It's a card.
It's a card. All right, Jared, you're up for the next ones.
All right. We also have another Ruby card, another Ruby racer from Sugar Rush, Snowana Rambeau. 3 cost, uninkable, cool competitor, 2 strength, 4 willpower. She also has Rush and 1 lore. When it comes to racing, she never gets cold feet. So
I mean,
kind of like the Stitch. I mean, I know Stitch is 2 cost, but this one's 3 and has that Rush, but a little bit of a bigger body, so she probably survives.
this is interesting because, yeah, we've normally seen a lot of the Rush characters in Ruby have more strength than willpower. So they come in and rush, and then basically they're knocked out right away. Like you mentioned, the Rocket Stitch, it's a 3/1. So it's
Yep.
interesting that we're having some of them flipped and having a more willpower than strength in this case.
Challenge Matters deck is happening this upcoming set.
We say that every set.
Well,
I have a
well,
deck
the
idea
new star-
for set 4. I just haven't built it yet, so
Oh.
we'll see. Maybe
All right, here we
multiplayer
go.
works.
All right,
Something
I
not in
love this
Ruby.
one. Oh my gosh, this is such a cool scene, but I also think this confirms we're not going to see like Bowser and Zangief and stuff. But for those of you who aren't watching, this is Bad Anon. It's on Steel. It's a location, 3 cost, inkable. Cost 2 to move there, but it has 7 willpower or 7 strength. There's no one I'd rather be than me. Villain characters gain Exert. Pay 3 ink. Play a character with the same name as this character for free while here. And it has 1 lore. Yeah, it's rare, so I could see this seeing use. So you could cheat out characters for free.
Well, for 3.
It's
So
something.
you can put a 1 or 2 drop of something here.
This
and
is
then
true.
and then you can pay 3 to pay for a 7, 8, 9.
Is this how we get Prince Philip out sooner?
This is how you get Prince Philip.
Well,
out
it's
sooner.
got to be a villain, so.
Oh yeah.
it would
Oh,
work
a
with
villain!
Prince Philip.
No, so limiting.
Yeah.
Darn
I
Prince
think-
Philip.
Yeah, I think in 1-on-1, it'll be hard to get this one to pull off because 2 to move and then 3 to activate.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, there's a time and a place where you can pull some shenanigans off with this one. It's like with the Mickey Trumpeter. If you can pull it off, it's fantastic. And so
Right.
it's kind of it's a repeat ability you get a 1-cost Captain Hook here, and then you just throw all your other Captain Hooks out for slightly cheaper.
All right, Brandon, I have to ask you, have you ever pulled off something amazing with Mickey Trumpeter?
I haven't, but my brother did, and it was infuriating. He got Mickey Trumpeter out behind a bodyguard, and then he exerted Mickey Trumpeter to bring in Beast Selfless Protector, which he's an 8 willpower, absorbs all the damage. So then it was untouchable. So then every turn, Mickey Trumpeter just brought out someone big, and it was awesome. But
That's
cool.
That's interesting. Yeah.
That's big brain right there.
when you play in multiplayer, there's less people playing Smash. There's less people playing Be Prepared. So it's easier to pull off some of those crazy plays.
I can see that. All right, Brandon, you get the next couple.
Cool. Oh, heck yeah. Kronk, Head of Security, 7 cost, uninkable, 6/6 with Shift 5 and 1 lore. The ability, Are You on the List? During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may play a character with cost 5 or less for free, and it's a super rare.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also, notice he's a captain.
Ooh, that could be good.
Yeah.
So Mr. Smee works well with Kronk, Head of Security.
Getting a character out for free while you're busy taking care of business, challenging in and banishing things. That's really cool.
Yeah, you can
do it right away if he shifts out, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Wait. Shenanigan time. Challenge Matters deck is Steel Ruby. You play Kronk, you challenge with Kronk, play LeFou for free, ready Kronk, do it again. So then it allows him to challenge a second time, and then you can also get LeFou out and another character.
There you go. And we all know Steel has some amazing 5-drop characters.
Yeah, right.
True.
Oh boy. Okay.
Okay, 4-cost inkable Song, You're Welcome, and shuffle a chosen character, item, or location into their player's deck. That player draws 2 cards.
So this is an emerald, but it's essentially Yzma's ability on a song, and in a different color, which is really interesting. And of course, Ryan pointed out that the song is very thematic, because if you do this to your opponent, sure, they lose a character or item or location that's in play, but here's 2 cards for making you get rid of that. You're welcome.
I'm sorry, but I just see the meme potential of this card. Every time somebody says something, or if I'm able to help them out and they're like, thank you, I'm going to post this card. Like, it's just as simple as that.
That's
Yep.
awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for this one, especially with one of the cards coming later. I think there's some potential to bounce it back into your deck to use for later. So
Okay. Hear this out. Okay, this was my crazy combo. Imagine singing this song with Merlin Rabbit, bouncing Rabbit. Well, I mean, sending Rabbit off the board, drawing a card with that ability, and then drawing 2 more cards with this card. And he's saying it on himself.
there you go.
Free 3-card draw.
Exactly. Yes.
And then Rabbit goes back into your deck so you can use him again later.
See,
Hopefully.
I can have a big brain every once in a while.
There you go.
All right. Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Go for it.
Scar. Vengeful Lion in Emerald. 4-cost inkable, 4 strength, 2 willpower with Ward. We all know we love Ward. 1 lore and the ability Life's Not Fair, Is It? Whenever one of your characters challenges a damaged character, you may draw a card. So again, we're getting some more draw in Emerald. It is very conditional, but hey, at least it's more draw. If you don't get your fancy Diablo to stick to keep you drawing cards, then you can break this out.
I feel like this is Diablo for poppers. For those of us that can't splash for the Diablos, here's an Emerald card that lets you draw cards.
Yeah.
You ready for theory time?
Okay.
So I've been seeing how all of the heroes from Lion King are in amber and steel. You got tons of Simbas. All of the Scars and the 1 hyena we have are in ruby and emerald. Since Scar's on the front of this, I think we could see some hyenas in his starter deck in green, and possibly even an elephant graveyard location. Because my goal eventually is to have a Scar and hyena deck versus Simba and Pal's deck. So
Yes.
hopefully we'll get a little bit closer this set.
I hope so, because Shinzi as a card just doesn't make sense. I mean,
Yeah,
it was
right.
a very useless card, and I feel like it's one that they put in there that's going to be good later on.
Yep.
They've just been seeding so much in to these things where like it feels like, I was talking about this the other day. It's like the broom deck. It's like the broom deck's pretty good, but it just doesn't feel complete yet. And it's taken, we're 4 sets in where we've been getting a little bit of broom stuff every set, and it's like they're totally just like drawing it out. So everyone who wants to build a broom deck just has to keep buying cards set after set after set until finally, like 6 sets in, we finally have what they planned from the beginning to be the broom deck. So I think it's pretty fun.
Well,
Agreed.
and there's Rafiki too on Amethyst that says, when it challenges a hyena, it takes no damage. So hyenas are coming
Someday. All right,
We
and
just have to
then
be prepared.
next up we have, it's the Great Illuminary itself.
Whoop whoop.
The location in Sapphire, Radiant Ballroom, 3-cost inkable. It is a 2-cost to move, and it is a 9 willpower location with the ability Warm Welcome. Characters with support get +1 lore and +2 willpower while here.
This card breaks my heart. I want to love
Why is
it.
that?
I want to love it. That 9 willpower is amazing. That ability is incredible. But that 2 cost, just and I mean, locations have been out for 2 sets now, and we have the Queen's Castle. Like, that's the only one that really sees any play, because we just haven't found the proper use for them yet. I feel like this one could see play if it costs 1 to move there, but that 2 cost is just, it's a lot.
It's going to make someone try and build a deck around this and the legendary Alice, right?
Yep.
Because
what I was
everyone
gonna
else
say,
gets support.
Exactly. I think you would have to your point, Jared, you'd have to play in steel with something like Map of Treasure Planet, where everything gets cheaper. So it's a lot of moving pieces to get it to work, but could be there. Also, looking at the image right now, it looks like they have the Death Star in the background,
Oh my gosh.
just above the concert hall.
That's true. That's just
So,
the sapphire sphere enlarged without all of the normal swirls around it.
That's our first hint. Star Wars is coming. Brandon confirms it,
Yep. There we go.
but not really. So,
All right. To you, Jared.
all right. Next, we have another Sapphire card. It's 4 cost and inkable. It's Prince John, Gold Lover, 3 strength, 4 willpower, with the ability Beautiful, Lovely Taxes, Exert. Play an item from your hand or discard with cost 5 or less for free, exerted, and he has 1 lore. And just another character to help with the items matters deck. So I'm really high on this card. I think it's going to be pretty good for Sapphire.
And it's inkable, which is very helpful. Super rare. That's not helpful. Ryan's fingers do not come included on the card. If you're watching it, you can see, because the only image I could find was from the LoreCast itself. So that's Ryan's fingers holding a giant card. That's how big the cards were. That if you didn't watch it, that's how big the cards were that he was holding. They were large. So that is, I think that's all of the cards.
Hold on. Do you think
Possibly.
eventually we see the giant cards on the prize wall for DLCs? Because I want some of these cards.
That would be cool.
You know what? I would suggest going, and if you can find someone who recorded LoreCast, go and watch it, because where they filmed this room / like basement or whatever it is, has in the background kind of, blurry, but you can see it, like giant enchanteds and art hanging on the wall of actual card art, like canvases.
They're
It
like
looks like
canvas wraps, yeah.
it's like,
yeah, it was awesome.
It's amazing. It's like, why can't we have some of those?
Which, by the way, thank you, Disney Lorcana. Thank you, because on Facebook you can go and watch the video on demand, because it's still up there. I was able to watch it on my lunch break, so thank you for making that available for us.
Nice. And if that does go away, like the Twitch went away, I know that B Squared has a reaction video with it on his YouTube, and there's a few others out there as well, I think, that did reaction videos. So you should be able to find it, no problem. And they did a little summary thing that's actually on the Ravensburger YouTube, where it's like a short summary with the trailer of what they revealed today. There's more cards. Look at this.
Is this still me?
Yeah, this is you.
Am I? Okay. This card, I love this card art. So
It's amazing.
This is a 9 cost uninkable, kind of like Chernobog. Okay, on Amber, it's Kristoff, Reindeer Keeper, 3 strength, 7 willpower, and this is why I'm saying it's like Chernobog, because his ability, Song of the Herd. For each song card in your discard, you may pay 1 less to play this character, and he has 3 lore. Holy cow! Plus he has Bodyguard. So I mean, this is going to be a great tool for still song players. And again, look at the skies. They're shimmering. And Ryan said we'd learn more about those later, but I don't know. I'm curious. I'm intrigued.
We talked about the Death Star in the last one. I think those are the Infinity Stones, which means we're getting Marvel here soon.
Brandon, get out of here.
Marvel coming up also. They're just making those hints not very subtle, are they?
I hope I don't think they're actually going to bring it in, but I hope there's like a Halloween one sometime of like Mickey Mouse in an Iron Man suit,
Yep.
or
Yeah, like all those
lightsaber or
Disney
whatever.
100
Like
covers that they did.
Yeah,
they did a bunch of
think they
Disney
could-
100 covers.
yeah, tease it a little bit, but also keep it out. I want it to just stay Disney.
All right. I will
Or-
point out that unlike Chernobog, you do not have to shuffle all your songs back into the deck to play this. You just have to see them in your
Interesting.
discard, and then you can play this for less.
That's true. So, like, at what point, how many songs do you need in the discard to make this playable?
Jeez, I mean, a 3/7 Bodyguard coming out on turn 4 or 5. It's pretty awesome.
Do you think you could have that many in the discard by turn 4 or 5?
I feel like you have to put this in Steel Song to make it viable. Like it has
Yeah.
to be a super aggressive song deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're playing Emerald Steel, they're going to make you discard a bunch of songs, so they'll be in the discard all immediately, won't they?
Wait,
That's
that's
true.
that's good because you could play on like the draw card, discard a card from all the steel ones,
Yeah,
and just
yeah, that's true.
purposefully discard
That's
songs.
true. Yeah, the Cindy's and the Simbas and all of those
The Bayou.
early ones.
Yep.
Yeah, interesting. All right, who's up next? Is it Brandon's up next?
Sure.
All right.
Okay,
Aw.
Bruni Fire Salamander from Frozen 2, Inkable 4-cost 2/2 with 2 lore, has evasive and parting gift for the ability. When this character is banished, you may draw a card.
This is another good card because you want some draw, especially against discard decks, and so he gets his use out of it. You get some lore possibly. Maybe he runs into a Diablo, and then you get to draw a card when you do it.
I don't know. Dice to baboom.
Look at the art, though. This is really
I love
awesome.
I love it. Now I want a plushie.
All right, which one do we have next? We next one may be the one that I think is the best card here. Yeah, it is.
Go for it. Take it.
No, you can do it.
Okay. 5-cost Inkable Elsa the 5th Spirit. She has 2 strength, 5 willpower. She has 1 lore. She has rush, evasive, and the ability when you play this character, insert chosen opposing character. That's absolutely crazy.
This is insane, right? And she's inkable.
Yeah.
So this is basically, I mean, 1 cost less and uninkable. We have both of the Peter Pan's Shadow and the Peter Pan Shadow Finder but they're both uninkable. And they both have rush and evasive, and they give they give everyone else rush or evasive, whatever. They're really good cards. This has both. This is Pinocchio and Fox in 1 card with evasive.
And if you have like Lumiere or Ling on the table, she bumps up to that 3, strength. Right. Yeah.
Or in some of the other colors, we have like the Imperial Bow and others that give the plus. Or the other Elsa, the other Elsa from the latest set that gives a character, you exert it to give it
rush
Challenger
and
2
Challenger.
and Rush. Doesn't need the Rush, but the Challenger 2. There's a lot of ways to make this a 4/5 or a 5/5. So
I think
it's probably be one of the best in the set for sure.
And the art's amazing.
Which is good that it's in the starter deck because that means it'll be easy to come by.
Yeah, you get the foil version in the starter deck.
Yep.
So it's going to be awesome. So yes, this is my favorite card from the reveals.
It's a good one.
And now we're on to the legendaries. I'm going to do this one. This is Donald Duck in Ruby. This is, I think, his 3rd legendary. Donald is getting legendary status all the time. It's a 5-cost inkable 3/6. This is crazy. He's a Floodborn hero knight.
I know.
How is a pie slinger a knight?
I'm guessing that pan on his torso is like a knight's armor there. I don't know.
So.
And
you'll notice that there's a little
like a sword and the pie's like a shield.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Which, by the way, if you watch the trailer, there's a food fight going on, and so that's why I think we're going to get multiple characters in the food fight. Like Cake Slinger or whatever. Come up with some fun names for throwing food around. But he has Shift 4. He has 2 abilities. Humble Pie. When you play this character, if you use Shift to play him, each opponent loses 2 lore. So again, more fun lore loss. Yeah, Brandon's really happy. And the ability Raging Duck. While an opponent has 10 or more lore, this character gets +6 strength. So he becomes a 9/6. That 9 is like take out McDuck Manor or the new Illuminary in 1 shot, right?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Awesome. I love it.
Is this going to be a $50 card?
No. Is this going to get played a lot? Probably not.
Yeah.
But I will say, in the Illumineer's quest, this will be awesome against Ursula because she'll get up to 10 lore so fast. So it's pretty much always a 9 attack.
Yeah, that's true. And if you are running behind in lore, this combined with Flynn means you always get Flynn's ability, because how many 9 strength characters are going to be on the field?
Oh,
with
that's
the
a great
frenemy,
call.
with frenemy Flynn.
That's brutal.
Yeah, and does not. Yeah, when they have +10 lore, does not die to Medusa.
Yes.
Oh boy!
Yeah,
And then the
art's
other
fantastic. Excited to see more food fight cards.
More food fights. This one is going to be a $50 legendary. I think this one's going to be one of the best of the set so far. I mean, just looking at it. So it is Merlin, Intellectual Visionary in Sapphire, a 6-cost uninkable 3/7 with 2 lore, the ability, the shift ability on 5, and the ability Overdeveloped Brain. When you play this character, if you use shift to play him, you may search your deck for any card, put that card into your hand, then shuffle your deck. This is deck searching for any card, with the only restriction being you have to shift it. That's bonkers, right?
I gotta say, I saw somebody on Twitter today saying that this card is not going to be good. Like, they were calling their shot, but I just don't see in what world this card isn't going to be good, because Merlin has a bajillion shift targets. You can play squirrel, you can play crab, you can play goat, you can play rabbit, you can play, whatever. Like, and blue, sapphire, amethyst, I think that could be a thing this next set. I really do.
It's already a decent deck. This may make it a really, really good deck. This also depends on, right now Merlin only has 1 shift target in Sapphire, and it's a 4-cost. So basically you'd have to play the 4-cost and then immediately shift it on the next turn. But yeah, this would be a great ability if you're playing with Amethyst as well. It gives you all kinds of options.
Yeah, I think there's going to be at least 1 blue Merlin this set to make it so that if you're doing like a sealed, you at least have a shift target. But yeah, this will be good, because especially if you're looking at the Merlin Mim combo, you could then find whatever card you want and then play a Madam Mim, bounce him back to your hand, and then you can reuse him later. So you could pull that off. But I think it's hard to say. I could see it going either way of being played competitively one-on-one, but it'll be fun to play no matter what.
Yeah, our track record on guessing the best legendaries is not great yet, but I still think that this is going to be a good card, no matter what. Being able to search your deck for that 1 card you need to pull off something, I think is just incredibly powerful.
What would that 1 card be in Amethyst or Sapphire if you were to play that deck?
The Lucky Dime.
Yeah.
If you're in a bind, you could pull a Let It Go or a Hades Infernal Schemer.
Right. Or if you're playing, if you just have the 1 shift, or maybe if there is, like you said, a Merlin that is maybe a lower cost Merlin in Sapphire, maybe you play it with Sapphire Ruby, and you can pull a Be Prepared or a Sisu or some form of removal that you just have to have.
So brutal.
Yeah. Oh well.
Or you could do it in if we get another blue shift target, you could do it in green, and then you could use the morph as another shift target as well.
Yep. So we saved this for last because obviously, as you can tell if you're watching, Brandon's just likes board games a little bit.
Just a little bit.
So this is they're going to be remaking the Introduction to Evil version, I think, which first came out last year as a Disney 100 special.
Yes. Which I happen to have right here.
Which was a rethemed. Yeah, there you go. That's the Disney 100 version. This is the version of that, which the Disney 100 version of Introduction to Evil is actually a slightly smaller and updated version of the original very first Villainous box set that came out. This is the special Disney Lorcana edition with an exclusive foil promo card inside. Now, be aware that you must buy one with that little circle sticker on the front in order for the promo card to be included. It just doesn't come in every single version of this box set.
So are you telling me if I buy one with the D100 sticker, there's not going to be a Disney Lorcana card in there?
There is not.
Is that what you're telling me?
There is not. It is only in this new version that isn't coming out until August, and it will have that Disney Lorcana sticker in the corner. And then here is what you will get. You will get the Prince John that we revealed earlier, but with alternate art done in the style of Villainous cards. And it has the promo symbol instead of the rarity symbol, and it will be foil. So it's pretty awesome, right?
Pretty awesome.
I love it.
Yeah. I think they nailed the art. After having played Villainous, like you can see the distinction in the art very clearly.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. I mean, okay, so yes, it is just marketing cross promotion, getting people to buy some more stuff. Let's sell some Villainous sets. But hey, you know what? If you haven't ever played Villainous, guess what? If you collect Lorcana, you're going to want to buy this, and then you're going to want to try Villainous and see how it is, because it's a fun game. So,
yeah,
I mean, you're not gonna miss out. You know, it's not going to be a bummer having to buy a game to get this card, because you're going to get a game to play.
Yeah, I think it's also awesome because like they redid some of the rules of these original characters for Villainous. So like it's setting the foundation, and it's the perfect one for someone who loves Lorcana to get into Villainous, because it's the base set, and then if they get obsessed with it, they can then go buy all the other crazy expansions. But
right, which there's so many now.
Yes, there's a new one that just came out last weekend.
Right, it's got
King Candy.
And King Candy,
Wreck-It Ralph's everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it. That was all the things revealed on the LoreCast today. Any takeaways, any comments about the LoreCast in general that we haven't covered yet?
I just want to, say thank you to, the Ravensburger crew for putting that together. It's really fun. I thought Ryan introducing it was a great format. I'd like to see more of that. Would also be neat if we got some organized play info or some kind of information, or at least setting the expectation that it was just going over set 5, because I know a lot of people were expecting something like that. But I mean, for what it was great.
What about you, Brandon? What do you think?
Yeah, I think they give us more Ryan doing stuff. Ryan's awesome. He's hilarious. I also, Jared, loved when he opened up the pack. I was at first like, no way, he's actually going to show us. And then he just shows the back of the cards. That was so funny. Well played.
I mean, how many eyes were rolling at that point? Like, oh, come on.
Now, what would have been hilarious is if he turned it around and been like a Dalmatian puppy.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yes. I will say that yes, it was, what we actually got was very well produced. It was fun. I do think that there was a bit of lack of information with the stuff. I mean, he did pull out the products themselves. He was actually physically showing us all the products, which I thought was really cool. But one thing that we didn't get any information on was the Gateway product, which I know that they went over that in the last LoreCast a little bit, but maybe, actually opening one up and showing it to us, since it's so close to coming out, would have been pretty cool. I don't know. It's just, I think that I didn't have really any set expectations, but having it be just the reveals, and then while it was fun to watch them play the game, just having it be just that, I think was a letdown to a lot of the community. But they also didn't tell us anything that was going to be in it, so all the expectations were on us of what it would be. So it is what it is. I guess we'll just have to lower our expectations for the next one, and maybe they'll knock that one out and do like 3 things that we never expected for the next one.
Well, and here's the thing too, like this is only their second LoreCast. they clearly were trying something different from the first one, and I feel like they're trying to find their format. And so, for what it was, I think they did great.
Yeah, I would have liked something live. I think something live would have been fun to have someone there for, even if it was for just the in between introduction stuff of like, hey, we're going to go, and now Ryan's going to introduce everything. This is what you can expect, like an MC basically for things. Might have been fun, but
here's a question.
I don't know.
Though. Here's a question. It was pre-recorded,
right?
But it started a half hour late. Like, what was up with that?
Technical difficulties. I mean, I'm sure as Brandon knows, sometimes when you hit that button to go live, things go wrong.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how many times you've done it, things can go wrong.
Okay, that's fair.
So yeah, it can be a problem. One of the other things I wanted to mention about maybe why it was not as much stuff as we might have expected is, well, they just got through running 2 challenges in the space of 3 weeks or 2 weeks or whatever it was. So getting the team, having the team doing all of that stuff and working those for the last month or two probably didn't allow them a lot of time to do the whole planning for this kind of a thing. I mean, we didn't even get the Gen Con stuff until this week after the 2 challenges. So I think that maybe the team was just a little bit busy and didn't have time to set up a whole live show. Could have been that. But let's get to. Go ahead, Brandon.
I was gonna say, I know Ryan specifically said, hey, when we're playing the Illumineers quest, we're not going to reveal new cards, and I know that there's an issue there of the card you want to reveal might be at the bottom of the deck. But if they could pull that off, that would be really cool. Where it's let's watch them play a game against Ursula, and then he flips over a card, and it's a card you've never seen before. I think that could have been cool.
Yeah.
But overall, pretty sweet.
Yes.
All right. Time for ending segments.
It is time for ending segments. We have a little bit of news. Well, Chicago happened, as we mentioned. Emerald Steel won the day.
Time to ban Bucky.
And so many people yelling ban Bucky. It's hilarious. But I would say the other news is it was revealed, Rochelle revealed in the Discord today that Gen Con will not have set 5 Shimmering Skies for early release like they did for the first chapter. That is a bit of a surprise, but they're going to be going to D23 the very next weekend for release weekend, and I don't think that they could afford to ship truckloads of product to both.
So skip Gen Con and come to D23.
Except for
there are no more tickets available.
Yeah.
All right.
So that was news. I don't know if there's any other. Is there any other big news that we got out of the LoreCast, or any other reveals or releases or anything in the last few days?
Nope.
Not a whole lot, right? Not a whole lot.
That means it's time for Disney Jeopardy.
What?
Are you ready, Brandon?
Ready as I'll ever be.
I was trying to look up trivia about Goofy, but it was not happening. So you're getting Emperor's New Groove.
Hey, let's do it
tonight. Okay, so for 100, this is the name of Cusco's summer house.
Cuscotopia.
There you go.
What is Cuscotopia?
Okay, for 200, this is Kronk's signature dish.
What are spinach puffs?
There you go. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. For 300, this is the game that Kronk plays with Pacha's kids.
What is jump rope?
Ding, 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 ding. Wow, you are nailing it.
Yeah, he's on a roll.
Okay, for 400, this is what Yzma says to offend Kronk.
Oh. She says so many offensive things.
It's specifically relates to the 200 level question about the spinach puffs.
I don't
They're not
remember the
spinachy enough.
exact quote, but she says she doesn't like his spinach puffs, or like she never liked them, or something like that.
There you go. She never really liked his spinach puffs, and that's
Okay.
when the shoulder angel and devil come out. I think, right?
I was just thinking of the big stupid monkey named Kronk. That was the first thing that came to my head.
Yeah, she said a lot of stuff. Okay,
Yes.
for 500, this one could be easy or it could be hard. I don't know. For 500, these are the names of Pacha's kids.
Okay. One is Tipo. Oh, what's the other one?
Yes.
Is it Chaka?
It's Chaka. Ding, ding,
Yes.
ding, ding. Okay.
Wow.
What, was that a
That
tough
one-
one?
It would have been a few years ago. I've watched Emperor's New Groove a bunch, but in Villainous, they actually have the kids, and that's how I remember the names is
Dang
his
it.
on their card.
Okay.
And card games have gotten me to remember so much trivia over the years.
So true.
I know like all of the stupid like individual aliens from Star Wars, like in the canteen. I know a lot of their names because of the Star Wars CCG cards, collecting
Yep.
all those cards. It's hilarious.
That's awesome. Yeah, I
Right,
think
man,
we
well,
need to just
5
play
for
more
5.
card games. Hey,
Sorry,
I think
sorry,
I
what
got
were you
lucky.
saying?
Those are some pretty simple questions. I was saying like that's what they need to do in school is just play more games with less fun related things to remember.
Oh my gosh. United States history, the TCG.
That actually could be
Kickstarter
pretty
next week.
good.
Anyway. All right. Well, again, Brandon, we want to thank you for coming on. I know this was not our regularly scheduled thing that we were going to do because we haven't talked last week how we were going to talk Illuminator's Quest. And you have even alluded to that a couple times. So, again, we're going to have you on next week and we're going to do a deep dive into Ursula's return, Illuminator's Quest. You're holding it up in the screen there. And, but again, thank you for coming on, sharing your thoughts with us. If people want to connect with you, where can they find you?
Yeah, best place is YouTube under Brimley Games, or you can also go to my website, brimleygames.com/Lorcana, and that's where I'll put all of the different resources that I make for Lorcana. So
Rock on. Yeah, I love it. Okay. And if you liked
Or
what
just
you
leave
heard,
off the Lorcana and see all the other games that he's doing stuff for, right?
true.
This is true.
Whatever you want to do.
There you go.
All right. And if you liked what you heard, you can follow us on YouTube. You can subscribe to us on the podcasting platform of your choice. You can find me on the website formerly known as Twitter at Citizens of Lorcana. And James, where can they find you?
You can find me everywhere at Dan Regal, and you can also check out the San Diego Comic-Con unofficial blog, where every week we do the SD Concast, a weekly show about all things Comic-Con. We have guests, and we have all the news and exclusives, and you can also check out our website, sdccblog.com, if you're going to Comic-Con, or if you just want more information about a show that you can't go to because it's already sold out long ago. But thank you again, Brandon, and thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone.